Yo, I said we back in this thing.
Yo.
The Drop Podcast. Today we got on this episode Prince Delvonte.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to be an adult in peace because my mom still narrates my life like it's a side hustle. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my mom, but if you tell her anything about me, it turns into breaking news. She'll go on to Channel 5 saying the dumbest things. She'll even say something like, I don't know who my dad is. I know who my dad is. She just wishes she didn't. But I understand. She wants to forget that he used to cup her cheeks. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Hey, we ain't even gonna play with your time, sir. We gonna jump right on into it.
Get right into it, man.
So tell us, how you get into stand up?
How I got into stand up, I got sent a link for it. It was a comedy class, so I was like, you know what? I am pretty funny, but ain't nothing wrong with learning. You're supposed to learn something new every day. So I signed up for the class, and it came with a showcase at the end. So then I did the showcase, and now I'm here.
Nice, that's what's up. That's what's up. So all it took was just getting that one little plug, huh? And you was
Just
like,
that
I'm
one
going.
little plug.
Heard you. Like, have you always wanted to be a comedian?
I honestly wanted to go to the league, no matter what fucking league that was. I wanted to go play professional sports, but on the side, I always did fuck with comedy because I got put onto some funny stuff back when I was a kid, like the Chappelle Show and shit like that. I was always fascinated with it, so I've always experimented with making videos since I was like 15. It wasn't until like 21 that I started studying stand up and things like that. And then now that I'm 26, I finally decided that I'm too fucking old to wait.
All right, let's get it. Look, no time like today, right?
Man.
Heard you. So, what comedian or comedians, my bad, comedian or comedians would you say you draw inspiration from?
Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, we got Lil Duval, early Kevin Hart.
Oh, here's a good one. Tell me about the first time. Tell me about the first time you went viral.
My Little Caesars video was the very first time I ever went viral doing anything because it was me and my sister. My sister came up with the idea that we should do something stupid on camera. So then she told me that we're going to stage a call. So we did fake that fucking call. So everybody who was on my dick about it, leave me the fuck alone. But we faked the call, and I just was talking to my own self. And then we posted it. It went right to work. And then about 2 hours later, we went to go look at it. That bitch had 200 shares. And I was sitting there lightweight geeking already because like that was the most shares I've ever seen on a video. So I was like, oh, okay, we made it. I was like, oh, we out the hood already. But then like as that day ended, we were at like 2,000 shares, and then that shit was just up from there. Like the very next day, I got fired as fuck though. Like, and it wasn't even cause the video. Like I did a whole fucking butt naked photo shoot in the store. It had like a pizza box covering my dick. That's why I got fired. And he wanted me to delete the videos and shit, but they wouldn't let me keep my job. So fuck that. I kept the videos.
Fuck that. We going up, man. Keep it on that shit.
Keeping it all.
Hey, so what do you think the most important quality for a comedian is to have?
Originality. There's multiple comedians out there, but there's not another comedian that's you. You got to be your own self, have your own voice, and move your own way. If you try to be too much like somebody, you're just going to be reminded of that person and you're never going to be remembered. So definitely got to be original.
Be original. I like that. So then, being original, right? How you come up with your material? You use like life experiences or like how you come up with your material?
Definitely life experiences, but like a whole lot of life experiences actually. There's not really nothing else to say besides life experiences? People think the world is what it is when you just stuck in your one little spot bubble. But when you get to moving around and shit, you see a whole lot of different shit. And there's a lot of different shit.
So, do you find it difficult for people to take you serious sometimes because you're a comedian?
Sometimes motherfuckers always think I be playing, but like 99.9999% of the time I be dead ass serious. And like I'll smack the fuck out of you. It's like nah. I feel like it is hard to take me serious sometimes because I do like to make a lot of jokes. I don't really like to have serious moments unless I absolutely have to have those serious moments. I like to just enjoy, laugh, and live, or whatever the fuck that sign be in everybody's house to say.
All that, what's that? Live, laugh, love, and
That
shit.
shit. That shit.
I heard you. All right. How do people react when you tell them what your job is? When you tell them you're a comedian. How do they be reacting to it?
They'll hit me with that. Well, tell me a joke. And like, now that I got an arsenal of jokes, I could fuck around and tell you something. But I lightweight don't be liking to share my shit, so I always go with some casual shit. Like, why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
I don't know either, motherfucker. We both here together trying to figure that shit
Type shit.
out.
That's funny. Look, tell us the time when you had to improvise on stage.
Man, there was a couple times where I had to improvise. Like whenever I told everybody that my mom got her cheeks clapped by my dad, I couldn't hold that shit in. That shit was fucking funny. Cause like I could already like imagine my mom's reaction to hearing that shit. Cause she didn't even know I was gonna say that shit. So like I feel like that was improvisation there. There was a couple of times where I had to go off track because a woman laughed weird and I had to address it. There was no not addressing that because it was like a laugh I ain't never heard of. Like that man, we down there we need to check that shit out down there. She said some off the wall shit.
Here's one. What advice would you give your 15-year-old self?
Don't be a bitch. Man, without being a bitch, bro. Just make your fucking videos, you bitch. Like you have nothing else to do but go to school, play your fucking sports, and make videos. Stop being a bitch. You honestly ugly as fuck. You had no facial hair, so stop trying to be cute in them damn mirrors all the damn time. You wasted hella time. Wasted so much time. That's the biggest advice I got for 15-year-old me. Don't be a bitch. You should have been doing something. A whole lot of nothing.
Give me a time where you were reassured that you were actually funny. Like the moment that you might have had where you was like, damn, I'm funny for real.
I think making white people laugh is probably where. No, because then they'll fuck around and just laugh because, they're like, oh, look at this black guy. But when I knew I was funny was just honestly when I did door to door sales and I was walking into random people's houses trying to sell them something. They were weak as fuck. And I was like, oh, wow, I could make random people on a daily basis laugh. And that's when I really started experimenting with writing jokes.
That's what's up. Tell us how you felt the first time you got on stage.
Like the first few minutes or like the whole
Like
time I was up there.
when you first stepped up there.
When I first stepped up there, I was like, fuck, I'm here. I was like, I had people drive 2 hours to come see me do that. I had a lot of people pay to come see me do that. So whenever I had the mic in my hand, I was like, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. So I just had to do what I was there to do. You got to get the job done, whether you want to or not. The job's got to get done.
You think you will ever go back to creating content like the skits and all that you was doing?
I'm working on it actually. It's a lot different because I'm trying to tell stories in my skits now. So it's like instead of me just having an idea and putting a 6-second video together, because that's what I used to fucking do, I'm actually trying to tell a story throughout a whole like nice 30-second video. That
We gonna shift gears, right? So before we do, look for them skits. I'm gonna post all his socials and stuff like that. Y'all can check him out. The stuff he already got out, stuff coming. Go ahead, like and subscribe and shit, share it, all of that. So give me your all-time top 5 comedians.
Dylan. No, I'm just kidding. Dave Chappelle for sure. Um, Eddie Griffin, Cat Williams, and man, who's getting my last? Wait, how many did I say? Is that 4?
Start over.
Dave Chappelle, Eddie Griffin, Cat Williams. That's 3. I got 2 more. Okay. Um, we gonna throw what's his face up there. We're gonna go ahead and put Kevin Hart up there because I was watching him in the early stages, and we gonna put in the last spot. We gonna put. I fuck with Joe Rogan. I ain't gonna lie. I fucks with some Joe Rogan.
That's number 5.
Yeah, we gonna
All
put
right.
Joe Rogan there.
Hey, everybody got a 5 though, so your
Man,
5 might not be somebody else's 5. Shit, I
oh
asked you,
God.
so yeah. So, what advice would you give to aspiring comedians?
Write every day and be you. Tell your story. Don't sit there try to figure out what everybody wants to laugh at. Just tell them what you want to tell them. And if there ain't no funny in it, you gotta find the funny. You can make anything funny. But just be you most of all. Everybody else is taken, so you ain't got no choice but to be yourself.
Big facts, big facts. So listen, before we get out of here, right? You got any shout outs? Any shout outs to anybody, that you want to plug in real quick?
And shout out to the Most High, because without Him, none of this is possible. And then, definitely shout out to my parents, because they could have wore a condom that night, and they definitely didn't. They were straight raw dogging, clapping cheeks, and they made a legend. So they get the biggest shout out right after the Most High. And then, shout out to everybody who just supported me, man. I appreciate everybody, and I can't wait to look out for y'all when we at the motherfucking top,
The
boy.
Tizok.
At the Tizop.
Listen, I appreciate you sliding through. I know you got a
Appreciate you
hectic
having me,
schedule.
man.
For sure. So we gonna get this thing up. Like I said, I'm gonna post all his socials and stuff. Y'all can follow him and all that.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
Drop Podcast, Prince Delvonte.
Yes, sir.
We gone.
Appreciate you.